Hi guys, and welcome back to another video Game with the Powers. I'm Jake.
I'm Cierra.
And in today's video, we are bringing you guys our top 10 games from 2024. Woo! Cierra has not had the opportunity to wish all of you a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
There we go.
Called out. Jeez.
Well, I mean, this is your first video of 2025 with me. So,
yep.
But I've only dropped one video, I think. Yeah, I think I've only dropped one video. So I wish them a Happy New Year, but you haven't had the opportunity. So we now have both been able to wish all of you guys a Happy New Year, and
we're recapping on 2024.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so kind of how the our order in our list works is we took games that were exclusively fulfilled or came out in the year 2024. So there is the potential that some of these games, or maybe one or two of these games on our list, did actually come out, say like November or December of 2023, but the game itself wasn't actually fulfilled or delivered to us until 2024. We did go ahead and take that into account. Again, I don't know, there could be a game on the list that doesn't even matter, but most of the games that you're gonna see on the list today, guys, are games that did come out in 2024, brand new, or that were fulfilled to us last year. All right, guys, let's go ahead and dive right in, starting off with number 10. Cierra. We're starting off with
Cierra. We're doing separate too.
We are. So Cierra, what is your number 10, your 10th favorite game of 2024?
Cryptic Nature.
Ooh, okay. Tell us a little bit about Cryptic Nature.
No, you're going to have to do that part. How about you tell them a little bit about Cryptic Nature?
Okay.
There's a reason it's at 10. We played it once. Okay. I really liked it, but we played it once.
Well, what did you like about it? Just tell them what you liked about it.
I liked the cryptic creatures.
Okay.
I thought they were cool. And in general, I like having to kind of resource build, I guess.
Okay.
And collect the creatures. I don't know what you call that. That's why you would be better at explaining it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's part
and
of it.
moving around the map and stuff.
Okay. Well, look, that's good enough for us. This is all about why you enjoyed it and why you picked it number 10.
Because the cute cryptic creatures.
Yes. But Cryptic Nature is a relatively new game for us. We just got it in. We've only played it one time, so we'll have some content for that coming out on the channel sometime too. All right. Cierra's 10th favorite game of 2024, Cryptic Nature. All right, guys, let's move on to my number 10 here. So my number 10 is a deck building game. This is a deck building game with a lot of iconography. It also received a lot of flack because there is AI artwork in the game, and this is a Queen's New Capital. So Queen New Capital, this is coming to you from Esper Games, I believe, but this is a unique deck building game where you guys are kind of like, it's a semi-cooperative aspect of your playing these different cards with all these different icons and doing different actions and things like that. You're building out a little tableau of trying to recruit people into your city, and then you are also have to work together at certain points because like political crisis will pop up, war crisis will pop up, and you guys around the table work together, but you can lie to each other as well. So it's this kind of cool, unique, what's the word I'm looking for? A different type of deck building game. Normal deck building games are just, I get my cards, lay my cards down, I buy new cards, and then it's the next person's turn, right? This has a little bit more interaction, so I did really enjoy that. My 10th favorite game of 2024, a Queen's New Capital. All right, guys, moving on to number 9. Cierra, tell us what your number 9 is.
My number 9 game is Wormspan.
Ooh.
Very similar to Wingspan, right? Same creators, but dragons. Or Wyvern, or whatever you want to call it. Yeah, Wyverns, I think, technically.
Okay.
But I love it. I love the artwork. I love tableau building. I like Wingspan as like a old game.
Yeah, we did play it. And we enjoyed it.
But I think Wormspan was a little quicker play and easier to pick up. And I enjoyed it more than when I played Wingspan.
I would definitely agree with that. All right. Cierra's number 9 favorite game, Wormspan. Okay, guys, moving on to my number 9. Let me double check here. Okay, my number 9 has probably been regarded as the most beautiful game of 2024 with the artwork and some of the production value. I've only played it one time, so that's probably why this is a little bit higher up on my list. Cierra has not had the opportunity to play this game yet, but this is a heavy Euro style game where you are a psychiatrist or therapist and you are trying to help your different patients, and this one is Unconscious Mind. Okay, Unconscious Mind, the latest game from Fantasia Games, is pretty much like I just said. You're taking on the role of a therapist like Sigmund Freud. They have a lot of those different real life characters in the game. It's a worker placement type game, but the artwork and the production value is just over the top. You know, we have the hollow foil cards, all that. The artwork and everything is really, really amazing. Like I said, it's high up on my list because I've only played it one time, but my number 9, my ninth best game or favorite game of 2024 is Unconscious Mind. All right, guys, I'm moving on to number 8 here. Cierra, tell us about your 8th favorite game of 2024.
I think this is going to be on your list somewhere.
Okay, interesting.
It is the game that you love saying in an accent. Can you guess it?
Oh, Sans Souci?
No. I wish that wasn't on our list.
Sans Souci? I was going to say, Sans Souci I think is 2023.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because I love that game. It would be up there. No.
I don't know what this one is. What is this?
Fromage.
Oh, fromage! Yes! Okay.
The game about cheese.
So tell us why you enjoyed it. Why do you like the game?
It's so hard for me. I think it's just a fun game. It's very unique. It's not like anything else. The board keeps rotating. It's kind of on like a Lazy Susan-ish. And you play like little mini games all at the same time. And I think it's so fun. It's cute. But we only played it once. That's why it's high but low. High but low.
I would agree. A fantastic game. All right, Cierra's 8th favorite game of 2024, fromage. Or like, I guess say it with a French accent, but I'm not going to try that here.
You can.
No. Okay, moving on to my 8th favorite game of 2024. I have a funny feeling this might, maybe just a smidge, be on Cierra's list. This is, again, a Euro-style game. This one is above Unconscious Mind for me because obviously we played it a little bit more, but I think it's cool because it is the theming here, the presence is very Victorian themed. Okay, and you are a botanist. I'll just say that you are a botanist, and you are going around the board collecting different flowers and bringing them back to your palace or whatever, and building out your palace. This game is called Botany. Okay, I really enjoy Botany. It's a great Euro style game. Again, it's very, I don't want to say very heavy, but it's a longer game. But I think it's really simple.
Not crazy long though.
It's not crazy.
I'd say 50 minutes to an hour.
Correct. But it's just so simple and it's so unique and cool. And like I said, the board, the theming of it just has this old Victorian era style theme, artwork and presence to it. And it's just something that I really enjoy. My favorite part of Botany is all the little events. That each turn you have to draw an event card, and it's like bees or like a ship or something like that. So it's a really cool, well done job production. And normally she's the one that likes flower games, but I think this is truly one of the first flower planty themed games that we own that I truly do enjoy. So my 8th favorite game, let me make sure we're on 8, right?
Yeah.
I always forget when I do these lists. My 8th favorite game of 2024 is Botany.
Yeah. I will tell you, there is crossover there, but I'm not going to tell you where.
I think we're going to have like 3 or 4 games crossing over.
I'm not going to tell you where.
Okay. All right, guys, moving on. Let's move to number 7 now. So, Cierra, tell us about your 7th favorite game of 2024.
This is going to be another crossover for us. We already talked about this one because we both know we loved it. We just played it probably within the last 2 weeks to a month. River Valley Glassworks.
Oh, yes.
So this game is you're collecting rocks, river rocks, and the way they made the rocks, for one, I just absolutely love, and they're so cute. But then the board itself is ever changing, and how the rocks go on, it can be different. But yeah, I love the game. There's like some good strategy to it, but it's super simple to play. We taught this was one of our New Year's Eve games, and we taught a big group really quick and all picked it up and played it, and we're relatively close on the scoring system. So it's not like if you've never played it, you're not going to have any chance to win. It's pretty well matched and even. It was fun. Yeah. Great game.
We do have the...
I'm surprised that one wasn't higher on my list.
Yeah, interesting. We did back the Kickstarter edition, so that's really cool as well. But we should try out the cards, the mini expansion. We haven't played the mini expansion for it yet. With all those, like, you can get like player powers or different quests or
I didn't even know we
stuff
had
like that. Yeah,
that'll make it even better.
That'll add some more fun to the game. Okay, interesting. River Valley Gasworks. I definitely do approve of that one. So you're 7th. Is
it on your list? It is my 7th.
It possibly could be.
Okay.
So her 7th favorite game is River Valley Gasworks. All right, guys, Glassworks. All right, guys, moving on to my 7th favorite game. I'm really surprised this one is not higher up on my list, but I think just because I haven't got it to the table a whole lot, I think I have so much of it now that I get overwhelmed because it's like, well, where do I start? What do I play? And things like that. But at the end of the day...
We don't know each other's lists. So
at the end of the day, I still do enjoy this and at least the core box here. And this is going to be Marvel United Multiverse, okay? Marvel United is a fun, chibi version of Marvel where you got it's all this entire row back here. You guys see it all the time. I do really enjoy Marvel United. This Multiverse one, they brought in just multiversal characters, so, you know, like Captain Carter, Shuri as the Black Panther. Who else did they have in that one off the top of my head? Jane Foster as Thor. So kind of like those really cool things you're starting to see now on like What If series on Disney. A lot of those characters in there. So it's just really cool. A unique, different take on characters instead of the generic old Marvel characters. So my 7th favorite game of 2024 is Marvel United Multiverse. All right, guys, let's go ahead and move on to number 6. Cierra, take it away.
Ooh, this one is a new game we just played for the first time last week, I believe. Okay. I don't think we've had it in very long. But it is Ecosphere.
Ooh.
Is that how you say it?
Yeah,
Ecosphere.
Ecosphere, all right.
I loved it the first time we played. And it's co-op, and I don't typically like co-op games.
True.
It might be the only co-op game on my list. I'm not sure. But just the way that you collect cards, it's kind of a deck building game, but you're trying to essentially save the world from disaster or destruction. And it was just very fun. Like, I liked how you had to first collect plants and then collect animals before you had to have certain matching before you could save that climate area. And I just really enjoyed it. I thought it was a beautiful game and like just well put together.
And the difficulty of the game sneaks up on you.
Oh yeah, like, it's a lot harder than you think it would be.
You look at it, the whole setup, and you're just like, oh, this is cooperative, this is going to be a breeze. We can easily get the plants and the animals that we need. And then you get to your turn and like your cards come out and you're like,
you're really having to think through what to do.
You're like, I have nothing. I need you to give me a card.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, that was your number. We're on 6?
6.
Yeah. Okay, that was your number 6.
I liked it.
Okay. My number 6 is a game I do believe is very high up on your list. I was actually just eating some of it a second ago.
Not some of the game.
Not some of the game, but the theming of the game. I was eating what it's all about. Man, I really enjoy this game. This game is a... would you consider it a set collection game? I would say it like a collection game. But this one is Charcuterie, the board game. I enjoy this, and like I said, it's very high up on our list, so I'm gonna let her talk a little bit more about it and why she enjoys it. But for me, I really enjoy this one just because it's so simple. It's very board gamer friendly, like high entry level board game, and it plays so quick. And it's super easy to understand, and so this one is on my list for those particular reasons where normally those smaller games If I had to make a top 10, would not normally be on there, but just because of the theming, the ease of play, how quick it is, and you can just introduce it to so many people. I introduced this game to a lot of the kids on my cross country team, and they really enjoyed it. It was so fun watching them play it. So yeah, that was my sixth favorite game of. I have to keep looking at my list because I always forget. I should have numbered next to them so I got to make sure what we're on. That was my sixth favorite game of 2024, Charcuterie, the board game. All right, moving on to number 5. Cierra, take it away.
My number 5 game is Through the Desert.
Ooh.
Yeah. I don't think he thought that was going to
No,
happen.
I did not think that
actually
would
loved
happen.
that game when we played it. The strategy that's involved, essentially you're trying to take these little camels.
Yeah.
And you're kind of making your way through the desert to find water, claim territories, like spaces. We haven't played in a while. I don't remember what else. But for one, I love the look of the game. But for two, I love the strategy. And I do like area control games to a degree. I don't like it when it's like a take that completely. But it was enough where it wasn't just you and I against each other. You could do your own thing.
Yeah.
And still collect points and stuff. And yeah, no, I really like that.
That is interesting.
Yeah, you better not sell it.
I did not. I will not sell it. I particularly, excuse me, I did not like that one.
You didn't like it?
A whole lot. I think it was just all the different colors on the board at one time was just very like, whoa, like it's hard to see. Interesting. Okay, that was number 5, right?
Number 5.
All right, her 5th favorite game of 2024, Through the Desert. Okay, my number 5, she called it, is a crossover between us. And this one is River Valley Glassworks. I really enjoy this game. Like basically everything she said before. I think for me, I enjoy this for a lot of the same reasons I enjoy Charcuterie. It's super easy to get to the table. It's very quick. Games take 20-25 minutes, regardless of the player count. I mean, you could play 5 players and it's still going to take you about 25-30 minutes. This one is a little bit higher for me than Charcuterie just because we did get the deluxe edition of the game, so we do have the acrylic tiles and the glass and things like that.
Ours isn't the glass. Ours is the acrylic rocks, but you can't
tiles,
even get the...
Yeah, you could get the glass rocks. We didn't get the glass rocks, but they're still plastic pieces or whatever.
They're still beautiful.
But they look glass-esque. Kind of. They're supposed to mimic glass. The main point of what I'm trying to say is the production value in the deluxeified version of the game is what makes it one notch above Charcuterie for me. I think if Charcuterie had the opportunity to be deluxeified, it would probably be a little bit higher. But for that reason alone, it's very similar. They both play the same to me in terms of funness, in terms of quickness, simpleness, entry-level board game is, but River Valley Glassworks is just a little bit higher because of that production value and how it kind of looks on the table. So my 5th favorite game of 2024, River Valley Glassworks. All right, guys, moving on to number 4. Cierra, take it away. What is number 4 for you?
Number 4 is Garden Geckos.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
It's so cute.
Okay.
And so easy to play.
Yes.
Theme for me. Love ease of play. But I like ease of play that has some good strategy to it. And I felt like Garden Geckos very much had that. We were playing and we played with another couple. And we've played just the 2 of us. And I feel like every game's different. Your strategy's different depending on how you're playing. But then I would do things that I'd be like, why did I do that? I've got all these better options. And I love those games that make me think and think of all of the different options that I have. I don't feel like there was any way for you to like sabotage yourself really, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
You're always able to score points and it was a competitive game. And I think those are what I really like.
Yeah. It's a good game. Quality.
It's cute. So cute.
Quality game.
The little geckos themselves and the bugs and plants and stuff.
Like, and the production value for the game is actually surprisingly really good for, like, it's not like a deluxeified version of the game. It's just like a standard version, but the components look really, really nice. Interesting. Okay. My number 4, my 4th favorite game of 2024. This one it's a deck building game. Let me say that. It's a deck building game. I think also the reason why this one is so high up on my list. Besides me really enjoying the mechanics of the game, because I truly do, we had the opportunity to play test this game. We had the opportunity to demo it, play the prototype, and really be a part of the process of this game and helping it be successful. And I think for me, that's kind of what made it so high on my list. But this is a traversal deck building game, something that I have not really seen in a lot of deck builders, where you have your cards and then you have to decide, you can sacrifice a card and all the abilities on the card to kind of move around the board. There's 5 different decks and each deck does its own special thing. You guys are also at the same time working together to try and take out this monster that has invaded the city. This game is called City of Marrakesh. And so, like I said, I really truly do enjoy this game. The deck building aspects of it, the mechanics, the way all the decks combine together. Certain decks, if you have other cards in your hand of another deck, when you play that card, you activate special bonuses as well. Just a really good take on a deck building game where they've managed to make it feel different. They managed to make a deck building game feel like a board game and not just a simple like, okay, let me get my cards, let me buy something, and then put cards down. So I truly do enjoy that about this one. So my 4th favorite game of 2024, City of Marrakesh.
Before Jake moves on, I actually had something to say about that game.
Yes.
And you don't ever pause your talking.
I stopped.
But I also love that game. It's not in my top 10, but it's pretty close for a deck building game and one that we both enjoy. It is a great game. It was fun.
Sweet.
That was it.
All right.
So we both can play.
Yes, we both can play. Okay, top 3, guys. Here we go. Top 3. All right, Cierra, take it away. Number 3. What you got?
Tentrix.
Tentrix. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Yeah, I love Tetris style games. I've talked about it on this channel a lot. Jake's terrible at them, and that's probably why I love them even more. But it is a very fun game. I mixed this up with the other one though, so you're gonna explain
Tentrix. What do you mix Tentrix up with?
the other Tetris.
Oh, Project L.
Yeah. So can you explain?
Yeah, so Tentrix, she mixes this one up with Project L because they are somewhat similar but a little different. Tentrix is essentially Tetris, the board game. So you have all these Tetris style pieces in the game. I think there's like 12 or 13 different shaped pieces, and it's simply, you have a player board, there's like a line that you can't cross, and you flip over a card, and whatever piece that is, you have to kind of send it down from the top onto your player board, and like you can move it over one row, but then it has to go down another row, so kind of like you are almost playing Tetris, but they add a cool little twist to it where they have these different player powers.
Tricks, what we call the ten tricks.
Yeah, the tricks of it is like when you cover certain spaces on your board, you're allowed to pull like powers from a bag.
Special powers.
And you can use these to manipulate your board, manipulate other boards, other player boards. And so it's just a really cool take on making Tetris
a board game
and then adding something to it so it's not just monotonous.
Yeah, I loved it. And I love beating him at it, so.
Yeah, Alien-esque games.
He said, yeah.
Funny enough, we huge shout out to you guys. They actually wished us a Happy New Year.
Oh, that's sweet.
They sent us a message and said Happy New Year. So Happy New Year to you guys. We very much enjoyed playing it.
Top 3.
Top 3 for her. Okay, my number 3 is definitely a crossover with her, and she definitely called it. This is fromage. Man, look, I've managed to play this game twice now, and I instantly fell in love with this one. Not only because the theme is about making cheese, and I can say fromage, but I love how they've managed to take a traditional Euro style game and packed it in to mechanically to be 45 minutes, maybe if that. The mechanics here are so cool and so unique of having 4 different boards, or not 4 different boards. You have like this Lazy Susan-esque where there's 4 different quadrants, and each different section is its own unique scoring system. And so it's really cool. And then
that's why I said mini games.
Yeah, mini games, right? So it's got 4 different mini games. It's so cool. And then just the way that the cheese themselves is like you age the cheese, and so you have to wait a certain amount of turns while the cheese ages. This is one of those games. It's weird, right? Yeah, everybody has those games where it's just they just fall in love with the game instantly once they play it, and this is just one of those for me. So my third favorite game of 2024 is Fromage.
Not surprised.
Yeah, not a surprise there. Did you think it was going to be higher?
Fromage?
Yeah.
No, right around
You
there.
better.
I thought maybe 4.
Okay.
I don't know what I thought before that, but I was thinking around 4.
Okay. Interesting. All right, guys. Number 2. Take it away, Cierra.
Do you think you know?
Is this charcuterie?
It's charcuterie.
Oh.
That was on the money.
Look at that.
Yeah. Did you cheat?
I did not
You
cheat.
saw?
I did not cheat.
Yes. What he's already said about charcuterie, it is a great kind of like set collection game. Very simple to play. The way that you score can change too. And so I love those games that can be just different each time you play, essentially. But it's also probably one of the best games I think I would take, for one, to a girls' night, introduce people to this board game. It is so fun for just about everyone we've played it with. Actually, for everyone we played it with. I don't think anyone's disliked it.
Nobody.
But I think for me, like, I want to take it with me to, like, my girlfriends that don't really play board games.
Oh, yeah.
This will definitely be one that they get into. Like, I just know because it's so fun. And we have charcuterie nights of our own. So it is definitely high up there for me. Number 2, charcuterie.
All right.
I stole your job.
It's okay. My number 2, my top 2 actually.
Let me guess.
No, wait. Don't
I
say
know
nothing.
which 2 it's going to be.
Don't say nothing. My top 2 are probably at the very bottom
They are.
of her list.
Actually, one of them wasn't at the very bottom. Only one can be at the very bottom.
Okay. Well, my number 2 is definitely at the very bottom. My number 2 is a boss battler type game. Probably one of the most anticipated boss battlers for a lot of people. They're all the
So
big
sorry for
rage.
y'all.
It's all the big rage right now.
Talk bad about it.
I really, really do enjoy this game. We're just gonna rip the band-aid off, and I'll talk more about it. This is going to be Primal: The Awakening. This was one of my most anticipated games. I've been waiting on this bad boy for a while. I've had it since like March or April now, and sadly, I haven't got to the table as much as I'd like. But Primal is a giant boss battler game, but what makes it so unique is in most boss battler type games, there's like a board that the boss moves around and you move around on, and like usually like hexes or something like that. With this one, it's just a small board. The monster is stationary and it just turns in different directions. But what's also really cool is the monster never takes a turn. It always reacts off what you are doing. So there's certain cards that will come out. There's 3 cards that'll come out, and it'll say like, okay, if you attack the monster, then you flip over this card. If you do this action, then this card flips over. So everything that you do, the monster is always going to be reacting to you. It's very Monster Hunter World-esque, right? Where each monsters are different elements. When you defeat the monster, you can go and craft gear for that specific element. So you can get thunder weapons and fire weapons and coral weapons and poison weapons and ice gear and all this different stuff. And so it's just a really cool thing because I do really enjoy Monster Hunter, the video game. I played that for a long time. So I saw Primal. I saw Monster Hunter the board game as well, because they do have a Monster Hunter board game, but that one was more of your traditional, like, the board is big, you got the monsters moving around, you got to find the monster. I really enjoyed the mechanics and the way this one looked. Obviously the miniatures are gorgeous, but I badger my friends all the time, like, come on, we got to get a campaign started, we got to finish a campaign. Like, I got 2 friends, we've restarted a campaign twice now. And we're probably gonna have to restart it again a 3rd time. So I'm just like, I need to find a consistent group of people that I can get this to the table. And unfortunately, it's one of those games that I would definitely play. I wouldn't mind playing solo, but it's not meant to be played solo. It's very hard. I got a bunch of videos out on our channel where I think I've done like the first 4 quests all solo, and it's very hard because there is some player interaction where like I can boost attacks or like I can help you draw cards and things like that. So it's meant to be played with more than one player, but can't say enough about this game. Really, really enjoyed it. Everybody knows I love big miniature games, and this is one of those big miniature games. My second favorite game of 2024 Primal The Awakening. All right, guys.
What's your guess on my number one game? Have you already seen my list?
I've not seen your list. I don't know. I really don't know. I thought charcuterie would be number one. We've gone.
You said that already, and I kept my mouth shut because I knew you were wrong.
See, here's the hard part. Charcuterie, River Valley Glassworks, Garden Geckos are already on Canvas finishing touches. We'll find out. Drum roll! Sierra's number one game of 2024 is
Botany.
Botany.
I
Wow!
love Botany.
No way! No.
You even said
way.
it was. You thought it was on my list. You just didn't know
Well,
where.
I was shocked. I didn't think it'd be your number one.
It's my number
I thought
one.
it would be like interesting.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yep.
All right. Interesting. Okay.
He already explained the game. It's where you're a botanist collecting
Yeah.
flowers from around the world. It's got a little bit of like Ticket to the Ride where you're going
Yep.
to certain locations. It's got a little bit of, I don't know, some type of set collection ish.
I'm trying to think of
know.
a game. Yeah, I mean, you're
But it's so that's the hard part. We can't think of exact games because it's so different. It's
almost a little
unique.
bit like trekking the world, right?
Maybe.
Like you're going, you
Yeah.
have cards, you have flower cards that have a location, and so like you're going to those locations to get the cards, or to get the
But
flowers.
so much can happen. There's
Yeah.
events.
Yeah.
You have to earn money. You can only go so far.
Yeah.
I love
Interesting.
the game.
Wow.
And I love the plants. That,
Yeah.
Of course, that is a big part of it.
Okay.
Is that it is a plant game, and it's just I love the Victorian look of it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I think we can all. Do your characters have powers like or a little bit different too?
I
There
think
was
they do.
something-
Yeah, if I remember
yeah.
correctly,
Yeah.
I think they do.
But I love that style game.
Yeah.
Earning points. It's a Euro style game ish because it's long. I guess that doesn't only make it Euro style, but it is long. But it's not too long in my
No,
opinion. I
no.
think it's like a good amount of time. Yeah, I love
Interesting.
Botany.
Wow.
Go play
I
it.
did not think that would be your number one at all. Interesting. Okay. I thought so when I figured it would be like six to eight, somewhere in there, because it is a heavier type of
a heavier
game.
game.
And you don't really typically.
I like heavier games
Yes.
when they are. I don't know.
Like
not-
streamlined?
Yeah, streamlined.
Yeah.
There's not too
where they
much
can move,
going on.
Yeah, you don't have
You're
like
not just
70,000
sitting-
turns.
Yeah,
Like,
you're not just sitting around. There's only certain things you can do in your turn.
Correct. You don't have
You're
like
not
20 actions to
Yeah,
take.
I get overwhelmed sometimes when there's too many actions because
Yeah.
I will think through everything
Yeah, okay.
that will get me the most points. And yeah, it's very good. There's good amount of strategy to it. So yeah, I love Botany. It's my number one.
Okay. Wow.
Go buy me a plant.
I already bought her enough plants. You actually got this really nice. Tell them about your really nice plant stand that you got
I got a plant stand for Christmas.
And it's got
just
like a little
filled
plant light,
with plants.
and it actually looks really nice. I might take a picture of it and post it on our community post page
Oh, cool.
of her plant collection. I have a board game collection. She collects plants.
That's true. Actually, we went to the board game store. Friendly local game store.
Yes, we did. House rules?
Yeah, House Rules.
I'm like, which one?
that was when we went to,
Yeah.
but before the Black Friday sale, I think, or no, the Monday, Saturday.
Small Business Saturday.
Small Business Saturday.
Or the anniversary. It was either.
No, that was the Small Business
Okay,
Saturday.
Small Business, yeah.
And you got 4 new board games, and I got
Oh, plant.
3 new plants.
3 new plants.
3 new
There you go.
plants.
See,
And it was perfect.
it was perfect.
Yeah.
I buy board games. She buys plants.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, guys. My number one. You know what it is.
Barbaric.
Ba-ba-ba!
Okay, it's kind of fun. I played it once with him. That one wasn't.
Yeah, we
us.
rushed it a little bit, so I don't think. I would hope.
Still not my style game, but it was fun.
I would hope that you try it again with me, and maybe we don't do the competitive side. There is a cooperative aspect of it.
Even worse.
Oh my goodness. All right, guys. Well, look, my number one game of 2024 is Barbaric After the Apocalypse. Man, Love it, love it. I've been waiting on this game. This was probably my second most anticipated game of 2024 for a while. Everybody knows I love dudes on a map. I love big miniatures and things like that. The miniatures are so gorgeous.
They are. Like the look of the game is really nice.
Look at the
like
game.
that look better than the Primal.
Yeah. And I think
the way that the boards fit together, where you can change out your character with what they're riding or driving. I thought that was really cool. So there's a lot of really great aspects to the game.
For sure. For me, I think I love MOBA style games. Okay, so MOBA is games like League of Legends, Smite, stuff like that. You know, I played Smite for, it's probably like the 80th time I said this on the channel. I played Smite for like 10 plus years. Me and her play Wild Rift all the time. I love those style of games where it's like, I get to draft a character or choose a character and then just build that character up until they get really powerful and then do a bunch of crazy stuff. And I think for me, that's why I love Barbaric so much. Like you said, is you are drafting a rider and then you're drafting a gear and then you put them together and they combine and they form like this really cool, awesome duo. And so, you know, I got crazy and went with the all in. And so we have so many different possibilities. We have 3 boxes. Each box comes with 4 characters in 4 gears is what they call them. And then one of the other expansion boxes comes with 2 characters in 2 gears. So we have so many different options of the game. So that's one of the first reasons why I love the game. It just has that MOBA style feel of being able to pair different riders with different gears. The theming of the game is also really cool and unique with like the apocalyptic animals and like all your gears are modeled after, you know, I think almost kind of like, well, not all sea creatures, but most of them. I mean, like you got a goldfish, a turtle, a whale, a shark. They actually might be all, now that I think about it, they actually might all be like aquatic ish, yeah. Because you had seahorses, you had a clam shell or an oyster.
So yeah, I would say
yeah, interesting. You had a frog, one of them. So like, it's really cool that you have all these different animals and they all do different things. And you got a deck of cards and they have their own unique abilities and stuff like that. The gameplay itself really surprised me. For a game that looks as big as it is. I mean, it is a massive box, right? When you get that out, people are probably thinking like, oh man, like it is bigger than Lords of Ragnarok, okay? The box is. And you can see, you might be able to see those boxes up there in the corner, maybe not. But when you get the board out on the table, it's a very big board, but the game actually plays pretty quick and pretty smooth because there's only a couple things that you can do on your turn. You can only take 1 rider action, 1 gear action, and then if you want to play any other cards, you have to wait until you kind of power up and level up your character. So the game runs really smooth, and then it's not just a head-to-head battler type game. There's a monster in the middle with its minions that people have to contend and deal with as well. So it's like, not only is there like this free-for-all aspect of the game where it's like, I'm trying to get to the middle and get this coin, or I can just eliminate all of you guys, but then at the same time, I have to watch out for this monster that's gonna come over and attack me as well, and you can use the monster to kind of manipulate and attack some of the other players, but it's just one of those games that I got it to the table the first time and just instantly fell in love with it. Like, I'm consistently taking the games off the shelves and just opening them and diving into the characters and looking at the different cards and seeing what different combinations there are. Just great game, gorgeous production. The miniatures are top-notch quality. Oh, probably the best thing about the game is the mechanic of you take your gear and the rider and then they go together and you can like, they sit on top of each other and you like twist and turn them in, and it's like really cool. Like your rider actually rides the gear. It's really cool. But overall, phenomenal game. This one is coming to you from Hexa House Games. Really, truly do enjoy Barbaric. I'm excited to see the future of this particular game because this is one that's going to stay in my collection for a very long time. But you guys heard it here first. My number 1, my top game of 2024 is Barbaric. All right, guys. Well, look, that is enough talking from us, mostly me, because I do a lot of rambling. But you heard it here first. Those are our top 10 games of 2024 that we really enjoyed. I recently did a video on my top 10 most anticipated games of 2025. I'll link that somewhere up here if you guys are interested in seeing what games are possibly coming to the channel that I am excited about. If you guys enjoyed this content, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. Comment down below what was your number one game of 2024, or were any of these games that we talked about today in your top 10 for 2024 as well. Finally, guys, if you are not subscribed to our channel, please go ahead and subscribe so we can keep bringing you some more awesome content. All right, guys, y'all have a great one. Bye.
Bye.